This is Arun. Let's have a look at the coding platform of Groovy. The coding platform helps the recruiters to recruit their resources in an objective rather than the subjective way. So that is the beauty of it, and you can have the different mechanisms, and it could be either adaptive test or it's a normal level-based test, or it could be combination of both. Okay, so let me log in into the system with my username and password. So I'm just going to go to the tech challenges where the jobs would be posted. So this is one way to take the test. Another way is to send the invite to the user where he can directly take up the test. So these are some of the rules for different rounds which we have. Multiple choice round is the first round, then could be the programming round. You can have both the rounds, or you can skip one and directly go to the second round. And the beauty of the programming round is like you can choose multiple programming languages to solve the same problem depending upon your expertise in solving the problem. So let's start the test. Okay, so now the help window is coming up. Since I'm going to demo this, I'm just skipping the help window. So this is the first thing. So the timer started running up, and this is the programming problem. So basically you have to fill in the empty lines with the actual code which is given here. So I'm going to select and submit the problems. So it moves on to second question, and I'm just going to select it. It moves on the standard stuff like third question, and you can have the generally we set the observed questions as a negative mark question. So that's the way to eliminate the guys who's doing inky pinky ponky, and this here comes the wrong observed question. For example, if somebody seeing this code, if somebody clicks God only knows, and that is an observed answer, if that is an observed answer, and he gets eliminated or gets the negative point. So in this case it would be a compilation error because the visibility goes off for the question. So this is the first level, and I finished the test. Yes, okay, I have cleared the test successfully, so I'm moving on with the second round. The second round, this is a sample thing where okay, again I'll go through it, so I'm just skipping the thing. So here the problem is given, so it's about a maze problem, and this is a code editor where you can do the code editing. So for this problem, the actual company restricted to give the programming languages C, C++, Python and other stuff, Java. So we support more than 14 languages, and you can give the input over here. This is the code editor where you can type your code and what should be the expected output. For example, in this case, I can give this copy paste and give this an input, and sample output would be 4. Just to test it. And the second part is the run code part where I'll run the code and test it with different things. The run code can be restricted to a number of runs, because if you want to have stringent rules, you can do it. And finally, once you are done, you can submit the code. So you can have different levels here as well. So easy, medium, hard, and every round could be configured as the adaptive one, or it could be a level based one. For example, only if you complete the first round you will be moving on to the second round. Those kind of things can be added. And in this we have something called raise hands. The raise hands is something like asking, let's assume you are sitting with an interviewer and a problem is thrown at you, and you believe that problem is not clear for you, and you raise a hand and ask for a question, right? So that's equivalent to the raise hand. There is something called hint as well. So the hint will help you to get the problem solved in a better way. So that's the second part of the hint. So these are two key things which will help you to solving the problem in a better way. So once you submit the code, so finally what happens is the code is run against the test cases. The test cases could be one or multiple test cases, and the severity of the test cases can be weighed by the question provider, and the score would be calculated based on your code running against the test cases. Probably your code might be running fine, but it might not be meeting the expected stipulated time. The runtime of the code could be longer, so that could be one of the reason why you might get a lesser score despite of having written a right code. Like a space complexity, time complexity, those are the analysis which is run behind it, and even the code quality is run against it, and those are some of the parameters which is taken into consideration, and the cumulative score is given to the company or the recruiter, and that could be an indicator to filter you. I mean, this is not the final verdict. It's like kind of first round, telephonic round kind of it, where the guys who's crossed this level are able to write some code, decent level of code, and from then you can explore them for the further opportunities. Okay, so yes, I want to submit the code. It submits it. Actually, this submission will take care of all the test cases, and it will run behind the scenes and store all the values for you, and we don't take account of your whole solving time. Okay, so for this kind of things, so once this code is submitted, you can finish the test, and then the result would be announced by the company. So you will be said thank you for finishing the test. And yes, once you have finished the test, you can't do any modification. That's a restriction which we put in. So you will be after this, you will be contacted by the respective company for the things. Thank you, friends. Bye bye.